Hello and welcome to FPL Mate, your best mate for Fantasy Premier League content for the 2021-22 season. My name is Dan and today we are doing the 100 Experts video for Gameweek 37, the second to last one of these videos of this season. In this video, we're going to have a look at the data from 100 FPL experts, pundits, content creators, what they are doing with their team this week. Who are they transferring in? Who are they transferring out? Are they using any chips this week? And finally, we're going to be looking at who they are picking as their captain for this game week as well. So hopefully, we are going to find some trends, particularly in terms of transfers and then in terms of captains as well, to help us figure out what we should actually be doing with our team this week, according to those that know exactly what they are doing. So guys, if you do enjoy this video, please do make sure you like it. Please do make sure you're subscribed. If you are new around here and you just want to get some information for the final few game weeks of the season to try and boost your rank, make sure you are subscribed. Without further ado, guys, let's meet the experts that helped us out this week. So here are the names of 100 FPL experts, pundits, content creators, bloggers, vloggers, etc, etc, etc. All of these people know exactly what they're doing. That's why they were chosen to contribute data for this video. And yeah, we're going to see what they're up to this week, basically. So massive shout out to all of these guys. They're absolutely legends for helping us out and helping so many people of you guys out there with what they're going to do this week, basically. So yeah, let's have a look at some of these trends. Okay, out of the 100 expert managers, 24% are making one transfer, 16% are making two transfers, 7% are making three transfers, 17% are not making a transfer at all this week, and 36% of them are on a free hit this week. That is a seriously significant number. We are going to have a look at the chip usage just in the next page, but just quickly on the transfer usage, 17% not using a transfer is probably about average for any given game week. We have seen a lot more people using more transfers recently just because of all the double game weeks and stuff. For a double game week, I would say 17% of managers not making a transfer is actually pretty high for a double game week. So maybe, you know, we have a lot of double game weeks. This is the last double game week of the season. So I'm actually kind of surprised that maybe some people are just not going to make a transfer, not going to go all in on this double game week, which is absolutely completely fair enough. It's going to be a little bit spread. There's going to be a little bit of more randomness, which is going to be harder to find some trends, but don't worry, we have found some trends this game week. But I did just want to say that because so many different people are in different positions, chasing mini leagues, some people are happy with their rank, some people are unhappy with their rank. People are going to be doing different things. Some people will be going more aggressive than usual, some people will be going less aggressive than usual. So I don't think there's one correct way of playing this game week, to be honest, and we are going to see a range of different stuff going on. So yeah, bear in mind what the trends are, because in a game week where so many different people are doing so many different things, the trends in some ways are even more valuable than anything before. But let's have a look at some of the chip usage. So, like I said, there's 36 people on the free hit chip, but have a look at the other chips. 0% on the wild card. I would say that everyone has used their wild card right now. I know there's a few of you guys in comments still saying, oh, when should I use my wild card? And every time I say, you need to just use it. Just use it. Stop thinking about it. Just use it now and pick your favorite players. Even if you're only going to make 4 or 5 transfers using your wildcard, just do it at this point because you're running out of time to reap the benefits of a wildcard. All of our expert managers have used their wildcard quite a long time ago. You know, we are really leaving it late. So guys, there's not going to be any more wildcards, I imagine, from our experts at this stage of the season. There just isn't. But there are a few other chips kind of being used very just a little bit. So we've got one person on the bench boost, so it's not a very popular chip. One person on the triple captain. I don't know why they haven't used it by now, but for some reason they managed to keep it hold of that chip for this long, so they're using it now. 36%, as we said, on a free hit. So this is a very good week for a free hit, actually, because there's a lot of players, particularly Aston Villa and Everton players, who have a really nice double game week 36, but double game week 37, sorry. But in game week 38, both of those teams have difficult fixtures. So Everton and Aston Villa players are very much players you'd want to have for this game week, but you probably wouldn't want to have them for game week 38. And a free hit allows you to deal with that situation. And we've got 62%, most people not using a chip. So yeah, there we go. That's the chip usage. Let's start having a look at some transfer trends. But first, let's look at the casual players transfer trend. So out of all FPL managers in the world, these are the most popular transfers. This was taken from the FPL website, so we know this all pretty accurate at time of recording anyway. So we've got Nketiah as the #1 pick among our general casual. I like to call people, you know, the stats based on casual managers because it encompasses 9 million managers, and most of which are casual. So I definitely don't mean that in an offensive way. We've all been casual managers at some point. Some of us, some of you guys watching this video will play pretty casually. I play lots of different games casually, so just wanted to, I don't use that term, I use it kind of endearingly rather than offensively. I mean, everyone is casual when it comes to certain things, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's no one forcing you to go super hard, but there we go. I don't know why I spoke about that so much, but there we go. So we've got Zaha there, Son up there, Luis Diaz, pretty popular among casual managers, and then that goes down Watkins, Richarlison, Trossard, Cash, and it kind of trickles down from there. Not too many people have made transfers so far this game week, so maybe the general casual manager is also being a little bit more reserved about their transfers, because usually these numbers are a little bit higher, or maybe just so many people are bored of FPL by now, or just too stressed out by it, I don't know. But what I want to see, guys, out of this list of the general most popular transfers in, which ones are popular from our experts as well, and which ones, although they're popular to the casual manager, are actually not popular at all with our experts, and therefore are they potential traps that we shouldn't actually be going for at all despite their popularity. So let's have a look at the most popular ones first. Zaha, Son, Watkins, Richarlison, and Cash. All of these players are being transferred in pretty heavily by our 100 experts as well. So we can say that they are both popular for everyone. Everyone likes these players. They're pretty good, and you kind of understand why. All of them, other than Son, have a double game week this week, which is kind of understandable. And Son is just in really good form. So we're talking really the players being brought in, and there's only a limited amount of different players being brought in by experts this week, actually, which you'll see in a minute. The trends are quite tight in terms of what players people are going for. But yeah, basically Son or a double game week player is pretty much it. There are some players on here that are being transferred in by no FPL expert whatsoever, and those players are Luis Diaz, Trossard, Janssen, and Cucurella. You can kind of understand why. Trossard, Cucurella, both of those players have single game weeks and play for Brighton. A team that is kind of probably going to be on the beach, maybe rotating a little bit, and nothing to play for, and just generally not been that good this season. A little bit of form is not going to convince an FPL expert to suddenly jump on a player from Brighton on a single game week. You need a little bit more convincing than that, I think. Janssen is just, that's for a fact that the only reason he's in the most popular transfers this week is because he got a good FPL score last game week. Janssen does not get a good FPL score every week, but when a defender randomly gets a 15-pointer out of nowhere, everyone suddenly thinks that's going to happen every single week, and he becomes a really popular transfer. It's not going to happen. Experts do not like him at all. Luis Diaz obviously is not being transferred in. I imagine that's because he is kind of rotation risk. And aside from that, we've got three other players, Nketiah, Laporte, and Ings. I think Laporte had two people transferring him in, so not very popular, but at least there was a little bit of interest in him, and just one person out of the 100 going for Nketiah, one person out of the 100 going for Danny Ings. So those two players, particularly Nketiah, who is number one, from casual managers, he has only been transferred in by one person out of the top 100, so maybe he is being kind of overhyped a little bit. Not saying he's a bad pick, but Newcastle away, it's not exactly a fantastic fixture for Arsenal. Maybe that one's a little bit overhyped, as well as some of the red guys, Luis Diaz, Trossard, Janssen, Cucurella. So there we go, guys. We've had a look at that. Let's start having a look at the expert data. That's what this video is about after all. Let's see who they are transferring out first of all. Now, the expert data for transfers out is pretty broad. We're out of 47 because of so many people using a free hit or not making a transfer. Only 47 FPL managers out of our experts are actually making any transfer this game week. All the others are not making a transfer or on a free hit. So, there's not actually that many transfers going on if you consider the free hits as well. But yeah, this is a real big spread today. So I think you can only kind of take a certain amount away from it, to be honest. But Mason Mount, 10 transfers out, I guess because there's so many people with him. Kai Havertz there as well, being transferred out. Alonso there. I have to say, guys, I am recording this video before the Chelsea game, before all of the Wednesday games, actually. So if Mount or Havertz or Alonso scores a hat-trick this game or something like that, then maybe some of this changes. But certainly before that, the idea is basically that Chelsea are not doing very well. I think probably everyone will agree on that. They cost a lot of money as well, and maybe we can move some of these Chelsea Chelsea players out if we don't really have many other options on who we're going to transfer out. Maybe Chelsea players are the way. Got Ramsdale there, Rafinha, Dennis. After that, it's just so spread. I think, honestly, in terms of transfers out, it's just going to depend on your own personal team. And I don't actually think we can take too much away from this, because even Mason Mount, I don't think he's being transferred out because people don't like him. It's just because you've got to find a hole somewhere to fit in some players that we want to bring in. So, yeah, I wouldn't take too much out of this, but just basically look at your team. Whoever you don't like, remove them. Now, the transfers in is doing it a lot more for me. This is, I think, much better data. I mean, we can see already 20 transfers in for Zaha. Basically, is telling us that Zaha is quite a significant priority transfer in if you're going to make a transfer. I don't think you have to bring in Zaha. I mean, it's 20 out of 47 if we exclude the free hitters and the people not making the transfer. But if you include people not making a transfer as well, really we're only looking at about, 1 in 3 people bringing in Zaha. So if you apply that to yourself, maybe 1 in 3 of you should bring in Zaha yourself. It very much depends on if you have a midfielder to sacrifice at the end of the day. If you've got a midfielder that you are not happy with right now, I think Zaha would be an absolutely fantastic replacement. Double game week this week. Manchester United in 38 as well, which is a pretty good fixture. And just a decent player to bring in. Richarlison is another player who is really popular, as is Matty Cash. So Richarlison and Matty Cash both up there. Clear trends there. 12 for Richarlison. Well, considering a lot of people already have Richarlison, I actually think 12 transfers in for Richarlison is pretty high. So yeah, last week was really the time to transfer in Richarlison, and still more people are getting him in now. So I would say that he is another one of those priority transfers if you're going to make a transfer this week. We've got Matty Cash there as well. Again, he's a player who has probably been brought in by you guys either last game week or the game week before, and still a lot of people are still trying to go for him, even though there's just one good game week left for him. So that kind of shows a lot of how important Richarlison and Cash are as well. Son is a popular one, which is interesting because I thought everyone who wanted Son has already got Son, but apparently not. So he's coming in. And Pickford there is an interesting one. He's kind of the pick of the bunch if you are, no pun intended by the way, he's the pick of the bunch if you are looking for a goalkeeper to go into game week 37 with. So yeah, okay, with those players in, we've got our nice transfer target list, I suppose. That's what I would call this in front of you. Zaha, Richarlison, Cash, Son, Pickford, and maybe Watkins as well. Those are the kind of players you want to be targeting for game week 37. Let's suggest some transfers for you in order to do that. So since Zaha is the most popular transfer in, I thought we would focus on him first and just suggest a few players that you can remove, popular players that you might already have that you can transfer in Zaha for. So all of these players are popular transfers out from our experts in order to get Zaha in. So there's Mason Mount. Pretty simple move there. We've got Kai Havertz. I believe he is not starting the Chelsea game. So I think that's kind of interesting because that means that's 2 games in game week 36 he hasn't started for. So, I mean, what does that really tell us? Is Havertz fully out of the running for this Chelsea team? Is Havertz going to get much game time between now and the rest of the season? I don't know. So Havertz to Zaha is one I would definitely do. Mount is more, I don't know, more on the edge if I'd do that or not. But Havertz to Zaha is certainly something I consider. And Rafinha to Zaha is an interesting one too that I think is definitely worth considering if you have that little bit of spare cash. But yeah, out of those 3, Mount to Zaha is the riskiest one because Mount has got a good game against Leicester. Mount is pretty nailed on as well and could do really well in that fixture, and Mount also plays Watford in game week 38 as well, so that's kind of a risky one that you could possibly do. Havertz and Rafinha to Zaha, however, look like slam dunk transfers, and any other midfielder you've got in your squad that you're not happy with, taking them to Zaha could be a really good move. Alright, on the second page, I've got Pukki/Dennis to Richarlison. I know that's not particularly helpful, and those 2 players aren't even really close to Richarlison's price. But honestly, from the expert data, there was like one of like 20 different strikers being transferred out this game. Everyone was transferring out a different striker, so I feel like so many different people have different forwards in their teams right now. The 2 most popular were Pukki and Dennis, but that was only like 3 for Pukki and 2 for Dennis. There was so many other random ones, like 1 Weghorst, 1 Kane, 1 this player, 1 that player, 1 that player. So again, it's going to be a situation where depending on what forwards you have in your team, that's going to be the forward you remove to bring in Richarlison if you don't have Richarlison already. It might take 2 transfers depending on the current price of your current strikers. But if you've got Timo Werner, for example, that could be a good straight move to Richarlison. If you've got a Chris Wood or someone still in your team and you can afford to upgrade him to Richarlison, then maybe that could work. We've got Diaz/Alonso Alonso to cash, that could work. We know Diaz is not going to be playing for the rest of the season. We know that Alonso is playing for a Chelsea defence that is not doing so well at the moment. Maybe you could include Reece James in there. Maybe there's going to be a little bit of rotation for Alonso and Reece James as well. So that could be considered as players to remove for Matty Cash. Matty Cash has got a good double game week, so that's going to be pretty nice for him. And then finally, I've got Ramsdale to Pickford, which was a reasonably popular transfer move as well. I think people are trying to make sure they have a double game week goalkeeper, and if you haven't already got, you know, a Kasper Schmeichel or someone, maybe Ramsdale to Pickford is your way to get a new goalkeeper in your team, yeah, who has a double game week. Or maybe you're going for a bench boost and you need not a second double game week goalkeeper. Ramsdale to Pickford could work, although I kind of find that interesting. I know Schmeichel doesn't have as good fixtures in game week 37, but actually not great in 38 either. You know, pick who you want, but Pickford is the popular pick among experts, so there we go. Ramsdale to Pickford, that's another option for you if you're looking for a new goalkeeper. Aha, on to the captains, and we've got a new the first time Richarlison has appeared all season as the most popular captain. Usually on the left hand side here we've got a Salah there, or a Son, or a Kane, or a De Bruyne. Today we've got Richarlison. He is the popular pick for the captains armband for our experts for Game Week 37. You can see 47 people going for Richarlison. That's pretty significant, but it's not all encompassing, but it's quite pretty nice. Brentford at home, Crystal Palace away. I would say that maybe that means that Richarlison is the most important player to bring in this game week, just because he is so heavily captained. He is going to be, you know, he could exceed 100% effective ownership, which I can't be bothered to explain today. Maybe that's a video for another time. But we should see very, very high ownership of Richarlison, especially including captains in the top ranks of FPL. We got Son there at 16%, so he is one of two single game week entrants. Most other entrants are double game week players, but Son against Burnley could be pretty good. Son has been in fantastic form recently, hasn't he? And Burnley have been conceding more goals than they have done in a while. They're a little bit more open than they were under former management, let's say that for sure. We've got Watkins there, Crystal Palace at home and Burnley at home. I know Watkins potentially has a knock, so I guess let's see what happens there, but still could be a pretty interesting choice. Zaha, incredibly risky captain, but I don't hate it, to be honest. I don't hate it. We've got Salah there. Some people sticking with the faith on Salah. You know, he has done so much for us this season so far. I know he's been kind of out of form a little bit, but you know, maybe we still back his quality as a whole. And then we've got Coutinho, Maddison and Cash, each at 2% at the bottom there, which are options. Now, those of you who like to read these videos meticulously and work out the maths will have noticed that there is 3% missing. That's because we have 3 1%ers this game week, and I like to tell you them because why not? But that doesn't mean I recommended them, because 1% does not make a trend. We've got one person going for Gordon, one person going for Trent Alexander-Arnold, and one person going for Harry Kane. But we're probably not going to be considering captaining them. Certainly Richarlison is going to be your safe pick for this game week. If you want something a little bit more spicy, Son, Watkins, Zaha look really, really good options as well. And aside from that, maybe you want to back Salah. Southampton maybe not looking so good at the moment, so maybe they can be considered a team to target. Maybe Salah, after all of his frustrating rests that he's had recently, maybe he's going to be nailed on for this Southampton game, but honestly, who knows at this point, to be honest. But there you go, guys. Those are your captain picks. Richarlison is the winner. And that is the end of the video today, guys. If you did enjoy what you saw today, please do leave a like. Please do subscribe if you are new around here as well. And yeah, I know a lot of you guys are desperate for the free hit draft. I can tell you that that is coming tomorrow. I'll be working on that video. As soon as you see this video go up, trust me, I'm already working on the free hit video. I mean, I've already started taking notes and stuff already, but I need to actually start making it. So yeah, that will be coming out tomorrow on Thursday. So do stay tuned for that one. Don't worry, it's coming. And then we'll do my team selection on Friday. And I don't know what I'm going to do on Saturday yet. We'll have to see. Maybe we'll do a stream or something. I don't know. We'll see. But there we go, guys. That is the end of the video. Thank you so much once again for watching. And I will see you later, mates. Bye-bye.